Hey guys, so this is the first time that I've done a video on my computer, so I don't know if it's gonna last long or not, but I wanted to talk about how I manifested a new job in 17 seconds. So I'm gonna go a little bit towards the background of my story before I explain how it was done, just so I have a little bit of connection with you. Um, So basically, I worked for a company for 6 years and a half. Like, that is the longest time I've ever held a job. Before that, I think I worked at another company for a year, possibly. And I was going to transition from part-time to full-time within that job, but I never did because I had a situation and I was like, you know what, this is not for me, and I'm moving on. So then I jumped into this other job and I was part-time, then I went to full-time, then I became a lead, and then I became part of the management team. So I grew within that company within the 6 years. Like, I saw myself develop into a beautiful little flower. I started as a little sprout and then I became this flower. So it felt good. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I denied and denied the position of possibly being in management. I was like, no, there's no way. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to be responsible for other people, and I don't want to be held responsible for situations of possibly forgetting to set the alarm, little simple things like that. Um, but I loved it. Like, it was a job that I was comfortable with, that I could be myself, and there was so much liberty. Like, you don't have to punch out to go to the restroom, you don't have to punch out to go on break. Um, I'm sure within the future all that's gonna change, but there was just so much liberty. But at the same time, like any job, there's drama. There was drama within peers, there was drama within management. Even like, management did not, they they could have been better. Some of them are just pretty childish, I guess you can say. And it's like, how are you allowed to be in this role, and how has not someone like stopped you? Like, how can you be in this management position, displaying yourself the way you are, and you have a team that look up to you, and you're only showing them bad habits? So there's a lot of little things, and reason why I'm not mentioning any names on what company it was, but little by little, like, I started to grow out of it. It's like one day you wake up and you feel awakened. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but you wake up and you feel like you should be somewhere else. Like, it's no longer for you, it doesn't fit you anymore. You've grown out of it. It's like It's like when you have a friendship and you start to see how they are, like, you start to see little things that they do that you're not okay with, and you just grow out of that friendship and you're no longer friends, you stop hanging out. So that's just pretty much how I felt with this job role. But I kept pushing it because it pays good. Um, your benefits are pretty fantastic. So there's just a lot to lose by leaving the company. But at the same time, I would always tell myself, like, you deserve better. Like, if this was the only company that was good, and I mean good to their employers, um, everyone would work here. But there's plenty of companies you just don't know about it because you don't exploring. You haven't put yourself in that position to look elsewhere. So, anyways, I would have those little conversations with myself, and then with my mom and my boyfriend, my two closest people to me. Um, And they would always tell me, like, yeah, like, you want to do better, move on, go, just go do your thing, find a new job. And for me, it was just hard to do so because it's like, it's scary. Like, it's scary. I've, again, been there for 6 years and now you're trying to move on. Like, what's out there, it's scary. It's like being in a relationship for a long time and then going out and dating. Like, that's scary. It's new all over again. So I kept applying different places, but I was low key not applying too crazy because I'm like, you know what? Eventually, like, it'll get better. That's just how I would think my mind process was at. Until it started to not get better. It was getting worse and worse, and it was changing who I was. Internally, I was becoming a mean girl. Um, I was becoming pessimistic. I was becoming chitty chatty, like being dramatic. No longer holding that manager role. Um, there was plenty of gossiping, and I gotta say, I'm sorry to say because that doesn't make me happy to be able to admit that, but I was part of that problem. Like, I was gossiping too. And it's like sometimes you would take yourself back and be like, I'm not gonna participate in this because that's just a little bit too much. But the fact that I still even did it, like, it's not great. So when you're no longer holding your job role to the highest where you should be, and you're like, you're not here, but you're here, you're holding it there. It's like you don't belong there anymore. So it was just making me someone that I didn't like, someone I disliked, someone I was not happy with. I would come home and I was always miserable. I have a headache. I want to talk to nobody. Leave me alone, type of thing. And that's not fair. That's not fun. When I'm home, people are happy to see me, like my mom, my kids, my boyfriend. So why am I acting like this? So then one day, during the early shift that I had, like early shift, I went in there and I was like, you know what? Like, I can't do this. Like, I have to go crazy. I have to start applying. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I need to. So I I was I was gonna look into it during lunch hour and everything like that. But I don't know what happened. A situation happened where the manager with me at that time, something happened. I forgot what it was. I really did forget what it was. It wasn't that long ago neither, but something happened where his manager kind of upset him and he let it on me. Like, he threw that I'm upset attitude to me. Um we were doing one of our roles that's like part of our inventory, counting counting our inventory, and I noticed he was upset and I asked, "Hey, like, what's going on?" And he let me know why he was upset, of what his manager was doing and all that stuff. Um, and I don't know, out of one of those things, when you're expressing your anger towards someone else to somebody, out of that, he yelled at me and he was just being very condescending and very rude, and I'm just like, because for me, like, oh my God, like, this is why I don't have friends, because I let it out. Like, if you're pissing me off, I'll let you know. But at the same time, I was taught manners, so if I'm in a position where I should be grateful and thankful, and I can be better than somebody else, I will do it because that's what my mother taught me. Sometimes, if you don't have something nice to say, you should just stay quiet, not say it. But there's times where it's like, no, I'm gonna say it. So that's just how I am. But at that time, at that moment, I was like, I'm better than this. Just hold your cool, hold your cool. And then it was finally lunchtime. Um, Before it was lunchtime, though, his manager came to me and was being condescending as well. I don't know if I had that target face, like, hey, look at me, talk crap to me, I'm here, just do it, go for it, I don't care. I feel like that's how I had like a target on me that day because, and it wasn't just that day, it was like previous weeks too. So it was just like all of those events following up to this. And this day I was just like, oh my God, what is going on? I can't do this anymore. So then I went to lunch and I was crying like crazy. I was crying so much I couldn't even eat my food. And I'm a fatty. I love food. So when I can't eat my food, that's shocking to me because it takes a lot for me to get to this point. So anyways, I gotta stretch my legs. But yeah, so I was upset. I was crying so bad. And I called my mom and I called my boyfriend. And it was on our lunch, so like I had plenty of time to talk. And I was really upset. I was like crying. I was telling them the situation, and I'm like, dude, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. And they're like, you're right. You don't deserve this. So tonight, when you come home, we're going to work on your resume. We're going to apply different places, and you're going to get a different job. So after talking to my boyfriend and my mom, that was my mindset. I'm going to get a different job. And I had remembered that I had come across this video on how to manifest something for 17 seconds. And here we go. This is the part where I start talking about it. So pretty much my heart was all in it. And I think it's important, guys, if you're going to do the 17-second manifestation, you have to be all in it. You cannot be doubting yourself. You have to think positive, like this is going to happen. You can't have no doubts in your mind. You just can't. And if you do, it's okay. Try to meditate, try to concentrate, but you have to do within everything within your willpower to not think negatively. And you can keep trying the 17 seconds until you finally get it right. But for me, it was like I didn't have negativity about myself. I had negativity about my current situation. And I was so positive because my boyfriend had put that in my mind like, hey, you're better than this. You got this. You're going to get a new job. So, what it is, you have 17 seconds. And within those 17 seconds, you have to think of what you want. And for me, in this case, it was a new job. So I put the alarm for 17 seconds and I was just like, I can't wait to get this new job. It's going to make me feel so happy. And I can't wait to endure in this new journey of mine. I deserve this and I got this. And then the alarm goes off and then you have to set it for another 51 seconds. Now, for these 51 seconds, you have to tell yourself, wow, like you have to like just feel it. I'm closing my eyes because I'm trying to think of the situation. But you just have to feel it. You have to think of how that new job makes you feel. Um, Benefits, like just all the benefits to it. Being happy, getting accounted for when you do things right, being valued, just all those good things. Like I was thinking of them. And then the 51 seconds were gone. And then from there, what you have to do is just say, okay, I'm going to do my part, universe. I'm going to submit my applications. I'm going to fix my resume. But that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about it anymore because the universe heard my manifestation, my wants and needs, and now it's time to let it go. The only thing I have to worry about is applying. That's it. Um, but yeah, when you do the manifestation, you let go of that feeling of feeling stuck. You let it go. Because if you still have it, you got to do it again. Because you just have to let it go, forget about it, and it's going to come to you. And I'm not kidding you. Within a month, I had the 2 interviews and I had my job. Like it felt so good, so good. And just in the back of my mind, every time when I was at my old job, getting that attitude, that sass, that unwanted feeling, it felt good because I knew I no longer belonged there and no longer was gonna be there. And at that moment, they needed me and I didn't need them. So I highly encourage trying this out, and I will come up with other videos um, of putting yourself in a positive mode. And I really do hope you guys like this. I know it was a little bit like short, different, but this is what me feels like, and I'm happy. And I can't wait to bring more to you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Till next time.